Good evening. This is Tim Barnaby, the No Nonsense Trader, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the blue zone. I've gotten a lot of questions this week about the blue zone and how we use it and how you set it up. And actually, there's a little bit of misinformation about what it is. Okay, basically what you're looking at here is the cable, the pound USD. This is the 1 minute chart, but let's move up here to the 5 minute. I think it's cleaner. Yeah, this one's a little bit cleaner. Now this is a basic blue zone chart. Okay, we have right here, these are all simple moving averages. We have the 27 SMA, the 55 SMA, and we finally have the 100 SMA. And we have a 1737 stochastic oscillator, and we have inserted a level. I've inserted a level for 50 here. And, I'm using 50 as the overbought, oversold for the type of trend that blue zone actually captures. Okay, so once you have your chart set up, then all you have to do to find out if you have a blue zone trend is what we're looking for the SMAs to all be lined up in order. So we want the 27, 55, 100. You want price on either the top or the bottom of all three of these. So if we're in an uptrend, we want price above the 27. If we're in a downtrend, obviously we want price below the 27 SMA. Okay? Now, so what we do here, here's the 5 minute. We actually have a blue zone trend here, or at least for the SMAs. Price is not dropping down far enough. I want price to be actually rebounding off of the blue zone, entering the blue zone and rebounding off. So it's basically retracing and then getting an impulse, and then retrace, and then impulse. Okay? Okay, so look here at 15, we actually still have a blue zone. You can see this. We actually have all three of these are all pointing in the same direction, basically. The 27 and 55 have a lot of distance between them relative to the size of the price, the range. Price has gone in once and rebounded off. It's rebounded really hard. Now this is why blue zone just doesn't work very well in the lower time frames. Okay. The 30, there is no blue zone trend here. You can see these are all crossing here, crossing here. We have all kinds of recent crosses. This is the 27, but we are not anywhere near a blue zone trend yet. The 100 has to go below the 55. All right. Now let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour is getting closer, but it's not a blue zone trend because once again we have the 100 between the 55 and the 27, and actually the 55 is on the wrong side of the 27 from this recent cross. Okay? Now, right here, when we were back here, you can see we actually had an active blue zone trend. See? It was moving in and out and in and out, and then it collapsed on itself. We could see that it was going to collapse right here. If you look here, when the blue zone gets too narrow, when it gets considerably narrower, we know it's going to collapse. And look what happens right here a few hours later. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Okay, we just started this 4 hour blue zone trend, and we caught the first exit from it. From this, we actually got in and waited. Had to wait for price to go below the 50 and then start to curl up. Or what we want is the stochastic to go below the 50, and then it has to start to curl up. You see how that's curling up? Okay. Once that starts to curl up, we're safe to look for an entry bar. Now, what kind of entry bar? You pick. It doesn't matter at this point. You pick whatever entry bar makes sense. We're looking for something that we can trade off of, though. And what I traded off of right here was this bullish bar right here. I mean, it's not quite a bullish bar. It should have been a little bit higher, but I had a lot of confidence in this trend because we had a lot of spiky activity back here. It was clear that we were going to reverse. We didn't get out of the blue zone on these bars, so I didn't take it here. But what I did was I took it off of this bar and I placed the stop right down here, right below here. Okay, then price took off. We actually got a great trade. We took off. We closed out. I had everybody who was interested in intraday trading close out at about 95 pips, anywhere above 95 pips on Friday. People who don't care to hold over the weekend. And anybody interested in Blue Zone, I had them close out half. And, I closed out half of my own position at positive 95 pips. I didn't see any reason to do it any earlier. This was going absolutely nowhere. As you can see, your stocks are still showing that we're in great shape. Okay, so now what's going to happen next? What I suspect will happen with this next is we're going to have a big downturn, and that's okay. These are position trades. I'm expecting it to go right here to one of my weekly reversals, go down to the 5049. 1.5049, or it's actually, I'm sorry, price is actually responding to the 5050 level. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a purist. It just happens to be where I dropped it. I don't put a lot of energy into this, into placing these lines. I expect price to drop down to this level, which will be in the blue zone again early in the week, and then if we rebound out and we get another signal, then I plan to take it and take another long. We may actually gap down this weekend. When I looked at the early price activity, we had actually gapped down by about 200 pips on this. Now that gets corrected for the most part throughout the weekend, but it would sure be nice to come in Sunday and actually have a 200 pip gap on the pound. There was also about a 200 pip gap on EURUSD and USDCHF as well. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Okay, so what else is going on here? Okay, now while we're at it, let's talk about what's going on next week. You can see right here on the weekly, we have a very clear bullish bar right here. It actually closed almost completely at the top. I'm looking for a price action to continue up at a bare minimum. We may have a pullback, but price will at least test this level again. So I have no problem with that. The stochastics are getting a little bit starting to get overbought here. I'm sorry, yes, overbought here. But we'll see what happens. So I do believe we still have some upside potential here. Up here to the 53.71, which is where I'm looking for a major turnaround. So we will see what happens. All right, and that'll be it for this video, and I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, be sure to email me at tim@nononsensetrader.com. Thank you.